Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. I put out a video just before this one talking about transitioning a little bit into doing some more compound archery, and I wanted to kind of cover what I'm using and why I think it works. And I mean, it works for me, so it doesn't necessarily have to work for you, but I want to cover it. And so real quick, I'll go over what I'm running. I've got a Elite Remedy. I like it. I got it set at about 62 pounds. During hunting season, I'll crank it up a little bit just for a little extra oomph, you know. I run a Trophy Ridge React Trio Pro, I think is what it is. I like it pretty good. It's got a lot of adjustment in it. I can go out into the woods and put a target out at 80 yards and shoot at it. That's about as far as I can really get out of this thing before I start running fletching into my scope here. And I like it. It does what I need to, but I mean, I'm an East Coast, Southeast hunter for the most part. I go up to Ohio once a year. And so I'm not taking shots above 30 yards, really. 30's a long shot. So I don't need it to be super, super fast. I like it to be as fast as I can get out of it, but I shoot a little bit heavier arrows, and everyone's got their own opinion on heavy arrows, fast arrows, all that. I'm not going to get into it. I just know what feels good for me and what produces the best groups. I don't really do a whole lot of group shooting, but I'll spot shoot a little bit in the backyard at a couple different distances, 20 yards and 30 yards. And then I'll hop up in a tree in my backyard and throw some arrows at like a 3D target, just, you know, practicing those angled shots. But I like the bow a lot. It's one of the reasons I really like it is because it's so tunable. I can, you know, I've got a press back here, so I can tune up any old bow, but I like on the fly adjustments, and it's super easy. So my channel's not even monetized yet, so I don't get anything for this. I'm not, you know, beholden to any companies, but the bow I had before this was a PSE, kind of a starter bow, I guess you'd say. What was it? I think I got an old sticker somewhere. Here we go. PSE Ferocity. It was a good little starter bow. I used it for a couple years and then ended up getting this Remedy. But I like it. So the arrows I'm shooting are the Black Eagle Rampage 250 spine, which I know is pretty stout. I could probably get away with 300. But sometimes I like to shoot really heavy broadheads. Normally I'm shooting a 150, so these weigh 560, I think 561, 562. I like a pretty heavy helical. I use the AE Max, and I do a lot of research myself, and I kind of poll the community and figure out who's making sense and who's not making sense, and so I take a little bit from one person and a little bit from another person. And you know, I like all the Ranch Fairy videos. He's pretty funny, he's entertaining, he makes good points about stuff, he's done a lot of research. But then I also like the elk shape guys. You know, they do a lot of research and a lot of practice. Of course, I'm not doing any Western hunting, so some of their stuff doesn't really apply, but I think there's a balance in all of it. I like the hunting guy up there in Pennsylvania. I don't think it's DIY Sportsman. It might be something like that. But there are a handful of hunting people I like. Seek One, I watch those guys. I like that guy up around DC that does all the hunting in people's backyards and out of play sets and back porches and things. He's real fun. Real good content. His podcast is real funny with his buddy. Who else is on the list? The Hunting Public, I really like them. But so, you know, I like the Rampage. It's been a real strong arrow shaft for me. I run 150 grain. I like single bevels, or like a 2-blade single bevel, or a 3-blade fixed blade. I don't much care. I've converted over to that side of the fence, I suppose, on that sort of thing. and it worked pretty good. I took a terrible shot this last year at a deer up in Ohio and just yanked it. Ended up catching it in the back end, and that single bevel went through and cut its femoral artery. It did a kick when I hit it, and it walked 15 yards and fell over dead. Was it the arrow? Was it just happened to get lucky with that placement? I don't know. That may be anecdotal. But then I shot another deer that same day, actually out of the same tree, straight through the heart. And it ran 50 yards down a hill. So probably anecdotal, but those are my most recent experiences shooting deer. Yeah, so I'm stoked about trying to get a little bit more content in here that's specific to compound. And in honor of the Vegas shoot that's happening this week and the Lancaster shoot that just happened this last weekend, I think I'm going to do, for the first time, I've never done it, I'm going to hop in the backyard and actually do a whole qualifier type of thing. I'm going to go shoot 10 ends and score it. I've never scored anything, and I'm sure my bow isn't 100% perfectly tuned up, especially since I took a little bit of the weight out of it since it's not hunting season at the moment. But yeah, I'm going to go out there and try to have fun and try to get a score and see what happens. So next part of this, I'll be outside.